Not before I let this guy take over your radio. Coming up in just a moment, the frontman for Angels and Airwaves, Blink-182, and also Boxcar Racer is in. Tom DeLonge is taking 5 with you right after this. Triple J. And the most recent record, that is Angels and Airwaves on Triple J. Surrender. An album that came out kind of all in one package in Australia, Love and Love Part 2. But I think in your part of the world, Tom DeLonge, it came out just as one record. Well, 1 year apart.
Well, it actually, it's a 3-year release. So we did the first, it's a double album and a movie. So the first album came out for free, quietly, only on our website.
Yeah.
And we downloaded about 1 million of those and then took it off the website and held it back for another 6 months and then released the film internationally, did about 20 film festivals. And then the following year, which is this year, or November, we put out part 2 with part 1 and the film all together. But the film will come out in Australia here in the next few months because we have a distributor down. We have different distributors for each region except for North America. So I don't know the date on that, but it's all coming out now. So this is a 5-year project, a 3-year release, and I am here to celebrate that.
Angels and Airwaves, love a concept.
Yeah.
Tom DeLonge is with you in the house, very excited as a part of the Soundwave Festival with your band Angels and Airwaves. And this morning on a Friday morning, you're a little bit tired, but you're taking 5 with us because you love talking about music.
I do, and I just love talking in general, you know. And it's indirectly about me. This is good. This is I'm. To be honest, I'm Angels and Airwaves. We started 7 years ago, and we've really had to build our fan base one by one, and it's been so much work, but something we're so passionate about. So to come here and to be on the stage, this is a really big deal for us. So I'm really stoked. Thank you.
And it must be also a little bit of a challenge for you because Blink-182 are such a massive band and still play together, and then to have a bit of a different way to do things, to be doing stuff your own independently, and also I guess deal with a lot of people who would have been like, "What are you doing? What about Blink-182? What happened to that band?" Did you get a lot of backlash?
Oh yeah, I mean Blink is massive, and Blink broke up. We were never going to get back together. The only reason we did is Travis survived a plane crash, and it really brought the 3 of us back together to mend those relationships, and then we celebrated that by playing. But we all lead very different lives, live in all different areas. Mark lives in London right now. Travis lives outside of L.A. I live in San Diego, so a few hours south. And so we don't do very much. We put out a record. We tour it twice, one last year, and then a year later we'll do something this summer. But Angels and Airwaves is my full-time gig, always has been. And I think a lot of people were kind of like, what's he doing? He's got this giant band, and why does he care so much about this thing? And I think I think that this year people are starting to realize the scope and ambition of what this band is, because it's not a band, it's an art project, and it's a collection of artists, and I think people will start to see that hopefully this year.
We're going to see a little bit what shaped you over the next half an hour or so, because Tom DeLonge is taking 5 people that changed your life is a theme that we gave you. Just casting my eye across the songs that you've chosen, you've picked some winners. I'm really curious to know how all of these people changed you and these songs changed you. So let's begin. We're going to wind back to 1987 and The Joshua Tree, a great record from U2. Where the Streets Have No Name is the song that opened that record. Why did you choose this song, and how did it change your life? Did Bono change your life?
What happened was the first band that was my favorite band was 6th, 7th grade for me, and it was U2. Okay, and it was my first introduction to having a favorite band as a kid. But then I got really into punk rock, and I forgot about them the very next year. I got so into punk that monopolized anything about my life, everything about my life, until Blink broke up. And when Blink broke up, I found myself needing to kind of start from square one again and become a different person. I didn't want to be Tom from Blink. I wanted to be, I wanted to know who Tom was. And so I started studying all these great bands that were timeless to me and timeless, it seemed like, to the rest of the world, at least within alternative rock. And U2 kind of came back on my plate, and I started got really into them, and I started studying and reading, and I go, wow, Now I remember why I loved them so much so far long ago. And it really gave me something to shoot for. You know, it gave me the diversity, the post-punk kind of, you know, ethos that they had, their aspirations to do something that meant something. You know, at times when you get deeper into that band, the humility they have within, they laugh at each other quite a bit, you know, and there's a lot of things about it that just helped direct me when I was moving on with my musical career. So in any case, I think that song is something that I've really took a lot of interest in as I started creating Angels and Airwaves.
It's a hugely inspiring song. It's a big song, and you'll recognise it straight away. It opens the Joshua Tree. 1987 was the year. U2, Where the Streets Have No Name. Tom DeLonge taking 5 with you and walking you through 5 people that have changed his life here on Triple J.